Hold on. Somewhere in your house right now, in a forgotten drawer, an old piggy bank, or a jar of loose change nobody ever bothers to count, a fortune might be sitting in plain sight. It looks ordinary. It feels ordinary. But it could be worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you would never know unless you look closer. Today on U.S. Coin Archives, we're revealing the top 4 most valuable, ultra-rare Washington quarter dollars ever discovered. Coins that turn pocket change into life-changing fortunes overnight. And here's the part that should make your heart race. One of these coins could already be in your possession right now, sitting in your car, your wallet, your junk drawer, waiting. So stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a quarter the same way again. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to US Coin Archives, and turn on the notification bell, because the next hidden treasure we reveal could change your life. Let's begin. Number 1 coin. The 1967 Washington quarter sits quietly in coin jars and forgotten drawers across America, and yet this small silver-colored disc carries a story most people would never suspect. Struck in a pivotal year of American coinage history, this quarter measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5.67 grams, composed of a copper core clad in outer layers of copper nickel, a formula introduced just 2 years earlier when the United States abandoned traditional silver quarters forever. And here's the detail that makes collectors' hearts race. This 1967 issue carries no mint mark at all. Because of transitional minting policies at the time, coins from Philadelphia were struck without any identifying letter, creating a strange and fascinating gap in the record that collectors still chase today. On the obverse, George Washington's dignified profile faces left, framed by the words "Liberty and in God We Trust," while the reverse showcases the iconic eagle with outstretched wings, perched above crossed arrows and olive branches, a design symbolizing both strength and peace. It looks like an ordinary coin. It spent decades passing through cash registers, pockets, and forgotten coin jars. But look closer, because this is where the real story begins. Most 1967 quarters are common, worth only face value. But a small number of surviving examples, coins preserved in stunning, untouched condition, have quietly transformed into some of the most desirable pieces in modern American numismatics. Why? Because in 1967, mass production, rushed strikes, and worn-out dies from the coin shortage crisis meant that flawless, sharply struck coins were incredibly rare. Finding one today in pristine condition is like finding a diamond in a sea of gravel. This is where professional grading changes everything. Organizations like PCGS and NGC, the 2 most trusted names in coin authentication, examine every microscopic detail: luster, strike sharpness, contact marks, and eye appeal. A coin graded MS65 is considered gem uncirculated, sharp, and clean. An MS67 is exceptional, nearly flawless under magnification. And an MS70, the mythical perfect grade, means an absolutely pristine coin with 0 imperfections, a specimen many collectors search their entire lives without ever holding. For a 1967 quarter, climbing into these upper grades is astonishingly difficult, and that difficulty is exactly what fuels soaring value. Now, let's talk about the discoveries that make collectors' pulses race, the mint errors. Double dies, where design elements appear ghostly duplicated due to a striking misalignment. Off-center strikes, where the coin's design shifts dramatically, sometimes missing portions of Washington's face entirely. Clipped planchets, created when a blank piece of metal is cut incorrectly, leaving a crescent-shaped bite out of the coin. Weak strikes from tired, overused dies. Die cracks forming spidery lines across the surface. And missing design elements caused by grease-filled dies. Each of these anomalies transforms an ordinary quarter into hidden treasure, valuable pocket change that could be sitting unnoticed in a household right now. Collectors are searching relentlessly for these rare mint errors, because the rarer the flaw, the higher the demand, and the higher the price. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections have sold exceptional 1967 quarters for jaw-dropping sums. Gem-conditioned specimens graded MS-67 have reportedly fetched between $1,000 and $3,500 at auction, astonishing numbers for a coin that once bought a cup of coffee. Some spectacular double die or dramatically off-center error coins have sold for $5,000 to $10,000, shocking casual collectors who assumed their pocket change was worthless. And then there's the speculation that keeps this hobby alive with electric excitement. Whispers among elite collectors that an undiscovered, flawless MS-70 specimen or an unprecedented, dramatically misstruck error coin could one day command prices reaching well into six figures, and in truly extraordinary, unheard-of circumstances, some enthusiasts speculate values could theoretically stretch into the millions if the right combination of rarity, historical significance, and bidding frenzy converged. While no confirmed sale has reached that level, the mere possibility keeps treasure hunters checking every quarter that crosses their palm. This is why collectors are searching, because a coin worth serious money might be hiding in a jar on your kitchen counter right now. It might be buried in a bankroll, tucked inside an old wallet, or sitting forgotten in a childhood piggy bank. The idea that an ordinary coin could be hiding extraordinary value, that a life-changing discovery could happen with a simple glance at your spare change, is what transforms coin collecting from a quiet hobby into a thrilling, real-world treasure hunt. Somewhere out there, an unsearched roll of quarters, a forgotten drawer, or an old collection passed down through generations might still contain a genuine rare collector coin worth thousands, waiting for the right person to notice what everyone else overlooked. And while the 1967 quarter holds its own secrets, it's far from the only coin capable of turning pocket change into a life-changing windfall. Because next, we turn to another year, another design, and another hidden treasure just waiting to be found. Next up, number 2 coin. 6 years later, another Washington quarter entered circulation, and while it looked nearly identical to its predecessors, the 1973 issue carries its own quiet mysteries. Mysteries that have collectors combing through bankrolls and forgotten coin jars to this day. Struck with no mint mark, indicating Philadelphia production, this quarter maintains the standard specifications introduced in the clad era, 24.3 millimeters in diameter, weighing 5.67 grams, built from an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Run your finger along the edge, and you'll see that telltale copper stripe, a signature of America's post-silver coinage age. The design remains timeless. Washington's dignified profile commands the obverse, while the reverse displays that powerful eagle, wings spread wide, gripping arrows and olive branches beneath the words United States of America and $quarter. By 1973, billions of these quarters had been struck, flooding circulation and creating an assumption that nothing here could ever be special. But that assumption is exactly what makes this coin so thrilling, because buried within those billions are rare survivors and rare mistakes that have quietly become some of the most desirable finds in modern coin collecting. Here's the twist most people never expect. Common dates don't stay common when it comes to condition. While millions of 1973 quarters exist, almost all of them were circulated, scratched, and worn down through decades of everyday use. Truly pristine examples, coins that avoided contact with other coins, avoided friction, avoided the damage of pockets and cash drawers, are shockingly scarce. And that scarcity is where the real money begins. This is where grading enters the story, and where fortunes are quietly built or lost. PCGS and NGC, the most trusted names in numismatic authentication, evaluate coins under intense scrutiny, examining luster, strike quality, surface preservation, and I appeal down to the smallest microscopic detail. A coin certified MS-65 is gem quality, clean, and lustrous. An MS-67 is a true condition rarity, nearly untouched by time. And an MS-70, the impossible dream, represents theoretical perfection, a coin with absolutely no flaws under magnification. For a 1973 quarter, reaching these elite grades is staggeringly difficult because striking quality that year was inconsistent and few coins escaped without the tiniest imperfection. That difficulty transforms an ordinary quarter into something collectors are willing to pay serious money for. And then there are the errors, the discoveries that turn casual pocket change into pulse-pounding treasure, double dies, where design elements appear eerily duplicated, creating dramatic and highly collectible varieties. Off-center strikes, where the coin's image shifts drastically, sometimes leaving blank crescents of untouched metal. Clipped planchets, formed when a defective blank creates a curved bite out of the coin's edge. Weak strikes from aging, overworked dies. Die cracks forming delicate raised lines across the surface, evidence of dies breaking down under mechanical stress. Each error is a fingerprint of imperfection, and to collectors, imperfection is exactly what makes a coin irresistible. These are the coins collectors dream of finding, ordinary coins hiding extraordinary value, waiting silently in circulation for someone sharp enough to notice. Auction results prove just how real this excitement is. Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, two of the most respected names in the industry, have recorded sales of gem condition 1973 quarters graded MS-67 fetching between $800 and $2,500, astonishing sums for a coin that once bought nothing more than a candy bar. Dramatic error coins, particularly bold double dies or striking off-center strikes, have sold for $3,000 to $7,500, shocking sellers who had no idea what they were holding. Great Collections, another trusted marketplace among serious collectors, has also seen fierce bidding wars over verified rarities, proving that collector demand for this seemingly ordinary date is far stronger than most people realize. And here's where speculation ignites real excitement. Numismatic experts whisper that an unprecedented, flawless MS-70 specimen or an extraordinary, previously undiscovered mint error of historic rarity could theoretically command prices reaching deep into six figures, and under truly extraordinary, almost mythical circumstances, some passionate collectors believe values could stretch into the millions if such a coin ever surfaced with undeniable provenance and jaw-dropping condition. No confirmed sale has reached that level, but the possibility alone keeps treasure hunters checking every quarter that passes through their hands. This is precisely why collectors are searching relentlessly, digging through old collections, bankrolls, and family inheritances. Because a rare collector coin, a genuine life-changing discovery, could be sitting quietly in a forgotten jar, a coffee can in someone's garage, or buried in loose change nobody has bothered to examine in decades. And while the story of the 1973 quarter is remarkable on its own, it is merely a stepping stone. Because there is one final coin left to reveal, a coin whose story is even more astonishing, more suspenseful, and more shocking than anything you've heard so far. A coin that could be hiding in your pocket at this very moment, and you'd never even know it. Next up, number 3 coin. Now, we arrive at 1994, a year that feels almost too recent to hold any mystery, and yet the Philadelphia struck quarter from this year has become one of the most quietly obsessed over coins among serious error hunters and condition collectors alike. Bearing the small P mint mark, this quarter carries the same trusted specifications as its clad-era siblings, 24.3 millimeters in diameter, 5.67 grams in weight, crafted from an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded seamlessly to a copper core. It looks unremarkable at a glance. It feels unremarkable in your palm. But that is exactly the deception that makes this coin so fascinating. By 1994, the U.S. Mint was producing quarters at an almost unimaginable scale, churning out hundreds of millions of coins to keep pace with a booming economy. Washington's profile still commands the obverse with quiet authority, while the reverse eagle spreads its wings above crossed arrows and olive branches, a design virtually unchanged since 1932. But high-speed, high-volume production in the 1990s came with a hidden cost. Dies wore down faster, quality control moments were rushed, and errors slipped through in ways that would astonish modern collectors who assume mass production guarantees perfection. It doesn't. And that imperfection is where hidden treasure begins. Here's what most people don't realize. Despite producing hundreds of millions of 1994 quarters, pristine, flawless survivors in top condition are surprisingly elusive. Circulation wears coins down fast. Cash registers, vending machines, pockets, and coin rollers all leave their mark. A coin that avoided all of that, emerging decades later with sharp strike details and undisturbed luster, is a rare survivor, and rare survivors are exactly what elite collectors chase. This is where certification becomes everything. PCGS and NGC, the gold standard in coin grading, examine each submitted coin under magnification, evaluating strike sharpness, surface preservation, luster, and overall eye appeal. A coin graded MS65 is considered a true gem, clean and vibrant. An MS67 is exceptional, a coin so well preserved it feels almost frozen in time. And MS70, the grade collectors whisper about with something close to reverence, represents theoretical perfection, utterly free of any detectable flaw. For a heavily circulated workhorse date like 1994, reaching MS67 or higher is remarkably difficult. And that difficulty is precisely why collectors are willing to pay coin worth serious money for coins that once seemed entirely ordinary. And then come the errors, the discoveries that turn a routine coin roll search into a heart-pounding treasure hunt. Double dies, where letters or design elements appear ghostly duplicated due to a die alignment mistake during production. Off-center strikes, where the coin's design shifts dramatically away from center, sometimes leaving haunting blank space across Washington's face. Clipped planchets, created when an improperly cut blank leaves a crescent-shaped void in the coin's edge. Weak strikes from exhausted dies nearing the end of their production life. Die cracks forming delicate raised lines snaking across the surface. And missing mint mark anomalies caused by rare die mix-ups during the frantic pace of 1990s minting. Each of these is a fingerprint of chaos, and to collectors, chaos equals opportunity, an ordinary coin hiding extraordinary value, just waiting for someone patient enough to notice. The numbers prove this excitement is real. Heritage Auctions has recorded sales of gem condition 1994 peak quarters graded MS67 selling for between $600 and $1,800, remarkable figures for a coin most people would spend without a second glance. Stax Bowers has seen dramatic double die, and off-center error specimens fetch $2,500 to $6,000 at auction, leaving sellers stunned that their spare change held such value. Great Collections has documented fierce bidding wars over verified rarities from this era, proving that even coins born for mass production can ignite intense collector demand when true rarity is confirmed. Trusted coin dealers across the country report a steady, growing stream of collectors specifically requesting 1990s clad quarters in pristine or error condition, chasing a market that keeps quietly climbing. And here's where imagination takes over completely. Numismatic insiders speculate that an unprecedented flawless MS70 specimen or an extraordinary historically significant mint error from this date could theoretically command prices reaching well into six figures, and under truly extraordinary, almost unthinkable circumstances, some believe values could stretch into the millions if the right combination of rarity, provenance, and collector frenzy ever aligned. No confirmed sale has reached such heights, but the mere possibility is enough to keep treasure hunters emptying rolls of quarters onto their kitchen tables every single day. This is why collectors are searching so relentlessly. Because a rare collector coin, a genuine life-changing discovery, could be sitting in a jar, a drawer, or loose change from your last grocery run, completely unnoticed. But everything you've heard so far has only been building toward this moment. Because the final coin in this documentary holds a secret so shocking, so rare, and so valuable that even seasoned collectors find it almost impossible to believe. Next up, number 4 coin. Now, finally, we reach the coin that ties this entire documentary together, the 1996 Washington Quarter, struck at the Denver Mint and marked with that small, telltale D. That changes everything for the collectors who know exactly what to look for. On the surface, it seems impossibly ordinary. 24.3 millimeters in diameter, 5.67 grams in weight, built from the familiar copper-nickel clad composition, wrapped around a solid copper core, the same formula used since 1965. Washington's profile still stares forward with quiet dignity, and the eagle on the reverse still spreads its wings in timeless authority. Nothing here should be special, and yet this date has become one of the most surprisingly pursued issues among collectors hunting for hidden treasure in modern circulation. Here's why. By 1996, the Denver Mint was producing coins at a staggering pace, and high-speed production lines meant dies were pushed to their absolute limits before replacement. Worn dies, rushed strikes, and mechanical fatigue created the perfect conditions for errors to slip through completely undetected. Errors that today ignite fierce bidding wars among collectors desperate to own something the Mint never intended to release. Despite the enormous mintage numbers, coins that survived in flawless, untouched condition are stunningly rare, because circulation is brutal. Coins get scratched, dinged, dulled, and worn within months of release. A coin that escaped all of that, emerging decades later still sharp, lustrous, and pristine, is a genuine survivor. And survivors are exactly what serious collectors are willing to pay coin worth serious money to acquire. This is where grading transforms everything. PCGS and NGC, the two most respected names in numismatic certification, scrutinize every submitted coin for strike quality, surface preservation, luster, and eye appeal. An MS-65 grade signals a true gem, clean and vibrant beyond typical circulation examples. An MS-67 is a condition rarity, remarkably close to how it looked the day it left the mint. And MS-70, the almost mythical perfect grade, represents a coin utterly without flaw, even under intense magnification. A coin so rare that most collectors will never personally hold one. For a workhorse date like 1996 DE, reaching these elite tiers is astonishingly difficult, which is exactly why high-grade examples have quietly become some of the most valuable modern quarters in the hobby. And then, there are the errors, the discoveries collectors dream about late at night while sorting through rolls of ordinary change. Double dies, where design elements appear eerily duplicated from a misaligned die strike. Off-center strikes, where the entire design shifts dramatically, sometimes leaving Washington's face partially blank and unstruck. Clipped planchets, formed when a defective blank creates a curved, moon-shaped bite along the coin's edge. Weak strikes from aging, overworked dies nearing collapse. Die cracks forming delicate, raised spiderweb lines across the surface. And missing mint mark, anomalies caused by rare die mix-ups during the chaos of high-volume 1990s production. Each flaw is a fingerprint of imperfection, and each one has the power to turn valuable pocket change into a genuine rare mint error worth a fortune. The auction records prove this isn't exaggeration. Heritage Auctions has sold gem condition 1996 D quarters graded MS-67 for prices between $700 and $2,200, staggering sums for a coin most people would spend without a second thought. Stax Bowers has recorded dramatic double die and off-center error specimens selling for $3,000 to $8,500, leaving sellers in disbelief that ordinary pocket change could hold such extraordinary value. Great Collections has documented intense bidding wars over verified rarities from this exact date, confirming that collector demand for 1990s Denver struck quarters continues climbing year after year. Trusted coin dealers nationwide report growing waves of collectors specifically requesting this date in high grade, chasing a market that shows no signs of slowing down. And now the speculation that keeps this entire hobby electric with possibility. Numismatic experts believe that an unprecedented flawless MS-70 specimen or an extraordinary historically unmatched mint error from 1996 could theoretically command prices reaching deep into six figures, and under truly extraordinary, almost unimaginable circumstances, some passionate collectors believe such a coin could one day command values stretching into the millions if the perfect combination of rarity, condition, and provenance ever aligned. No confirmed sale has reached that level yet, but that thrilling uncertainty is exactly what keeps treasure hunters checking every single quarter that passes through their hands. This is why collectors are searching relentlessly, emptying coin jars, sorting bankrolls, and digging through inherited collections. Because a rare collector coin, a genuine life-changing discovery, could be hiding in your pocket, your car's cup holder, or a forgotten drawer at this very moment. And you would never even know it without looking closely. So, before you spend that spare change, take one more look. Check your quarters. Check your rolls. Check the coins sitting forgotten in old jars, because valuable discoveries are still being found today in ordinary homes by ordinary people. If this documentary opened your eyes to the hidden treasure sitting in plain sight, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment telling us what coins you're going to check first, because the next incredible discovery could be sitting in your pocket right now.